Miami, Florida, America's Riviera. But just a half hour south, one of America's biggest architectural mysteries. This remarkable stone structure was supposedly built by just one man, alone. Yet several of the 30-ton blocks are bigger than anything at Stonehenge. Some say he used supernatural methods that defy the laws of physics.
I've made my way to Homestead, Florida, to see for myself one of America's most mysterious and strange man-made creations, the Coral Castle. Built over a period of more than 2 decades by a man named Ed Leedskalnin. Now, Ed came from Latvia. He came to America in 1912, but for the last 30 years of his life, this was his life's work. How did a man who stood 5 feet tall, weighing 100 pounds, using primitive tools, create this?
You're looking at 1,000 tons of rock. Could one man really build this by himself? Mike Baker is in Homestead, Florida, investigating one of America's most unique structures, Coral Castle. It was built by a man who weighed only 100 pounds, Ed Leedskalnin. Ed moved over 1,000 tons of rock. That's more than 2 million pounds, without any help or modern tools. Working alone, Ed quarried, carved, and positioned monstrous building blocks, some that dwarf anything at Stonehenge.
The heaviest stone inside the castle is the northern wall. It weighs 60,000 pounds. And Ed dug it up out of the ground and put it up all by himself.
How is that possible? Ed's astounding ability fueled rumors that he invented a secret anti-gravity device, drawing power from the Earth's magnetic field, or was even helped by aliens. Ed wasn't above feeding the rumors himself.
He would say that he understood the techniques and the tools and the process that they used to build the pyramid.
Somehow he had figured that out,
Yes.
and information had been passed on to him.
Ed built several references to Egypt into his castle. The most noticeable is this towering obelisk.
Tell me about that.
Well, this obelisk goes up 25 feet. It goes 6 feet into the ground. It's a total of 28 tons.
Ed worked in secret, usually at night. One rare exception, this 1944 film that shows some of Ed's primitive techniques. Slowly lifting and moving tons of rock required the strength of an ox and the patience of a saint. But in this castle built of miracles, perhaps the most remarkable feature is Ed's stone gate. In the old film, the rock gate is rotating as Ed intended. It weighs 18,000 pounds, but moving it is literally child's play. The gate worked perfectly for 50 years. When it broke in 1986, the modern repairs failed to fix it, and the gate no longer turns. Ed's original design defies explanation.
Do you think there's any chance that there was something more to the way he did this other than leverage, sweat, hard work?
There's still a lot of mystery. While we have some of the answers, we don't have them all.
Honestly, after having had a chance to explore the castle and gather what few facts we have about Ed, I've actually got more questions than answers at this point.
To get some answers, Mike travels north to Lapeer, Michigan, where he's meeting with an expert on ancient construction techniques. When he arrives, he's met by this 20,000-pound block of concrete. It dwarfs the man who put it here.
In tons, we're talking probably 10 tons.
Right.
Wally Wallington stood this 10-ton block on end by himself, using some of the same ancient techniques Ed may have used.
And you've been to the Coral Castle.
Correct.
All right. What do you think about Ed?
What he did was incredible. Just absolutely fascinating.
There's a lot of theories as to how someone 5 foot tall and 100 pounds could do all that on his own.
He did it.
He did it.
He did it absolutely on his own.
So how could Ed build the Coral Castle? Wally is about to show us. How was Florida's Coral Castle built by one man, Ed Leedskalnin? Mike Baker traveled from Florida to Lapeer, Michigan to uncover the secret.
Perfect. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Retired builder and ancient construction expert Wally Wallington has a theory on how Ed moved more than 1,000 tons of rock to build Coral Castle.
Get it balanced a little bit.
Wally moves stones not by using his brawn, but by using his brain. This concrete block weighs over 2,000 pounds.
Wally, that is absolutely incredible. That's 2,400 pounds, right?
Yep.
Because it's fitted with a top lever and a fulcrum on the bottom, Wally can move the block easily.
Do you mind if I give it a try?
Yeah, go ahead. You got to keep weight down on that end. Now push down. There you go.
That is incredible. It does make you feel a bit like a superhero, because as soon as I finished spinning this thing, my first thought was, now what can I move?
We'll go to a bigger block.
Let's go to a bigger block.
Over here.
All right, how much does this weigh?
That one's 1,600. You give it a little push.
That is amazing. You could use this system to move this block uphill.
Yes.
That
It just takes a little more effort.
I want to see that.
Okay.
£1,600 moved up a slight incline as if it weighs no more than a television set. Now to move something much, much heavier.
This block weighs about 20,500 pounds. It's
10 tons.
over 10 tons, yes.
How's this going to work?
Okay, I've attached a top lever to this, anchored it down. These are 3 oak planks. And right here I got, let's see, about a little over 1,000 pounds of weight on it.
Okay. And what is the big block resting on?
I got 2 fulcrums down there.
2 fulcrums?
And we're using the one on this side right now. So when we move it, we're going to move it in the direction of the fulcrum.
The vertical block serves as a reference, a way to check if the horizontal block moves away from it.
Let's see, get a measurements off that one. I got 70 inches.
They're now 70 inches apart. If Wally actually moves the horizontal block, that distance should increase.
Wally, that is incredible. 10 tons.
Now for the proof.
I got 77 inches now.
Okay.
The block moved 7 inches. If Wally spins the block again, it will move another 7 inches. Little by little, it all adds up. With a lot of hard work, the block will reach its destination. The trade-off when moving heavy objects with balance and leverage is that they move very slowly. That's one reason it took Ed Leedskalnin nearly 3 decades to build Coral Castle. Using what he calls forgotten technology, Wally has proven that it is possible for one man to move more than 10 tons of stone all by himself. And Mike? He's now convinced that one man, Ed Leedskalnin, created the magnificent Coral Castle using brain power rather than some supernatural power.
It was sheer will and a single-mindedness and an incredible amount of hard work and sweat that allowed Ed to build the Coral Castle. And what I also think is that while he was clever in building the castle, Ed was actually more clever in building the mystery around it.